And everyone else that is watching. I'm coming to you to let you know a little bit about my library research assignment. It has been a little difficult, but I managed to get through it all. The only difficult part about it was the finding facts about the actual concept. Now, my concept was about finding the perimeter and area of polygons and quadrilaterals. Now, it's not that hard, but I managed to find the concept, and the total concept of my topic means um, the distance around the outside of two-dimensional shapes. Now, when you say in two-dimensional shapes, you want to go like a floor rug. When you're looking at a floor rug, you want to know what's the area of the rug or the perimeter. Now, the area is not hard to find. The area is the size of the surface. Say, for example, you have um, a 12 by 11 area rug or a 12 by 12 area rug. You want to measure the length times the width, that is 12 by 12. So 12 times 12 is 144. So the length of the rug is 144 centimeters. Now, finding the perimeter, that will be way, way more easier. Um, you will want to do 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 because an area rug has four sides and you want to make sure that you add up all four sides of the area rug. So, um, the distance around the shape of the object, that is exactly what the perimeter is. Now, I have a little example for you. I actually have three showing you the perimeter and the area. I only did two examples of the perimeter and I did one example of area. So, my first example is it says 8 centimeters plus 11 centimeters plus 12 centimeters equals 31 centimeters. And this is your answer. Now, this is finding the perimeter of a triangle. Now, now that you've seen the first example I actually found from off of Alex program. It kind of helped me understand the whole concept and the whole method of finding the perimeter with different shapes. Now this next shape is a little different. I actually don't know what shape this is. It looks like it was forming into a square, but it had a couple of turns. This is the second example of finding the perimeter. Now, I did 13 plus 8 plus 12 plus 15 plus 13. And the perimeter that I came up with is 61 meters. 61 centimeters, I'm sorry. Um, Now, this one wasn't as hard, well, it's not really hard neither. And this is another example that I found from the Alex program, and it was pretty easy. So, now that that's done, I have an example of area. This one was pretty simple, but it's an example that'll show you how to define area and what's the total concept of having to um, find the area if you're having trouble. Now, it says the length is 11 yards and the width is 9 yards. We can find the area by multiplying the problem. 11 yards is right here. Oops, I'm sorry. Right here. And 9 yards is at the top. I could have done it at the bottom, but I chose the top. And you want to note that the units is yards square, Always make sure you use the correct proper unit when you're using area or perimeter. Now here's your answer right here. Area equals 11 times 9 equals 99 yards squared. That was the perfect example for finding the area of a triangle. I mean, not triangle, rectangle. Now, the historical facts that I found were very unique and very different. It was complicated, but it was different. The first historical fact that I found was about where did geometry come from? Because in math, finding the shapes, the area, the perimeter of polygons or quadrilaterals, that's basically geometry. And I found out that that is a Greek word for geo. Geo means earth, and metra means measure. So that is the first fact that I found. And if you can click on the first link on my APA citation resources, that would be the first link. And the second historical fact that I found was Greek mathematicians. His name was Euclid, I believe, Euclid. I can't really pronounce his name correctly, but he enters history by creating the first 6 or more books about mathematics, such as geometry, um, uh, ratios, and whole numbers, and solid geometry, and basic geometry. He was the first person to create all 6 books before, well, after math was even invented. And the third fact that I found was over 30 different people, men in total, uh, they were creating different types of math in their own language. Egypt, um, Italy, uh, France, they all created their own math in their own different ways. Someone wrote on scrolls, some of them they wrote on rocks, some of them wrote on um, the ground or in dirt, but everyone had their own ways of creating different types of problems in math and being the greatest mathematicians in physics and, creating all types of math. And the fourth one that I found was the classical three three classical problems. It was also known as the squaring of the circle, doubling the cube, and stressing trisecting the triangle. That was the fourth one that I found. Now, moving on to um, the 2 full sail careers that I found and that I explained. The first career program that I found was show production, lighting concepts, and design. They are going to be using, well, college mathematics is going to be one of their courses, and they will be using measurements, and being a part of the course, they need to identify the area and the perimeter of stage production, the lighting, how far the lighting should be. So I made an example, and I wanted to show you that the first example that I came up with was a stage. This is example 1, and this is the stage. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. This is the stage, and I did use perimeter, 12 centimeters plus 5 plus 10 plus 16 plus 10 again plus 5, and I came up with 58 for the perimeter. Now, imagine this stage being much, much, much more bigger than what I drew, of course, because the stage presence is always larger. And another full cell program that I found was graphic design. They will be using this concept as well, measuring uh, different objects in their programs and softwares, and 3D objects will be one of them. And I did another example of a 3D object being measured, uh, and here it is. As you can see, my pencil's a little light, but the 3D object, they might not use this one, but this is the only 3D object that I could think of is a cube. But I'm pretty sure 3D objects are way much more better than what I drew. So this is my presentation, and I learned a lot during this presentation, and I really, 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 really appreciate taking the time and consideration with learning and researching about perimeter and area, because I didn't know much about the perimeter and area. I just knew how to solve perimeter and area. But looking back, way back before the 1900s, math was awesome. Math was very awesome. So I hope you like my presentation, and have a good night, guys. Bye.